Tune into Raising Wisdom, where we embark on a journey of enlightenment and introspection. Get ready to elevate your understanding, embrace life's challenges, and unlock the true potential of your being. In a world where gossip rules, we are grateful that you came back to shine the gems on your crown, here on Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. I'm your girl, Nico Sakari, the Mad Alchemist. Catch us live Wednesdays at 8, and just for some extra love, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Hey, high vibrations, how y'all doing? Oh my goodness, what's going on, y'all? Miss you so much per usual. I cannot wait to get into it. I have so much to tell y'all, okay? First things first, right? Welcome back to Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. It is here we embark on a journey of enlightenment and introspection. Together we will navigate the complexities of life, seeking the elusive wisdom that enriches our minds and souls. So get ready to elevate your understanding, embrace life's challenges, and unlock the true potential of your being. High vibrations, I'm your girl Nico Sakari, the Mad Alchemist. What's up? What's up? What's up? I missed you guys per usual. You know, if I'm gone, it ain't for no reason, baby. We got stuff going on, and I have so much to tell you. Where do I begin? First things first, let me get the well, no, I can get to that in a minute. Let me tell y'all what's been going on, okay? So I'm planning a wedding. If you're following me on Facebook, not Facebook, well, Facebook too. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I share a lot of stuff in my stories. So I definitely did do an update at that point in time stating what was happening. And I am planning a wedding. My husband-to-be, he is coming over from Nigeria. He is a Yoruba man, and we about to have a very live wedding. I'm really, really, really excited. This has been a long journey, and I'll talk all about it in another video because people be having questions, and which is understandable, and I'll be happy to share all of that, but I'm going to do it all at one time. Okay. So I'll do that in another video that you can check out on Pressure Mix Diamonds. I will I'll let you know when that drops, okay? However, that has been very engaging, taking a lot of my time along with just other endeavors that I have that I'm working on, especially working on my website and making sure that it is clear and cut with my packages and my one-on-one sessions. You guys know at this point in time that I have become a certified professional life coach. So your spiritual holistic wellness coach, Nico Sakari, will be up and running very soon. And I'm so excited to be able to service my clients finally. That's going to be a game changer. Seriously, I've just been going through a lot of different changes, y'all, and I'm about to step into a new chapter in my life. You know, I'll be turning at 38 in April, and I'm getting married in May, and it's just a lot of different things that are moving and shaking. My oldest son will be graduating, and my youngest son will be turning 1. You know, it's a lot happening all at the same time, and I just want to be in the right space mentally. I think it's fair to say that when you are going through major shifts in life, it's cool to take a pause, to take a breather, to take time for yourself so that you can kind of get on level ground and see where you are. Manifest your tomorrow, right? And I've been doing a lot of that. I've been wanting to kind of map out the woman that I want to be moving forward. I've accomplished a lot of the goals that I have. My vision board is almost complete again, so it's almost time for another vision board. We will make that a whole nother video to where we can do it together, okay? So, I've been making time to reevaluate my life and where Spirit has guided me, and the Most High has me on this journey and how it's expanding. And I'm so very grateful for that, So that's been going on, spending time with friends, breaking up with friends. But we'll get into all of that. Regardless of the fact, I have been in a spirit of forgiveness. Finally, it has happened. Okay? I don't know if you all have been praying for me, but it is happening. I've been in the spirit of forgiveness, and it's going well. We'll get into all of that stuff because that is actually the topic: forgiveness and cutting ties, all at the same time. Okay? So, first things first, before we get into all of that, because I know I just said a mouthful, it is Sunday. And so this video may drop tomorrow, which is Monday. But tonight, it is the first quarter moon, okay? And for those of you, because I don't think we've ever had a first quarter moon on Raising Wisdom, but the first quarter moon holds symbolic significance that often aligns with themes of growth, intention setting, and taking action. Here are some interpretations of the spiritual meaning of the first quarter moon, okay? So you have manifestation and action, decision making and alignment, overcoming challenges, balance and harmony, initiation, and progress. Okay, and these are very key things too, because alignment. These are some of the things that's going to be incorporated in the conversation that we're going to have concerning forgiveness. Okay, let's see, what else did I want to add to this? I definitely will let you guys know about the herbs and everything, but I just kind of want to touch on these different points that I just listed. Okay. So evoke the energies of the first quarter moon as you journal about your plan for manifesting intentions. Okay, so say quietly or aloud: universal truth, actions convey our essence, moonbeams never cease. All right. I really love that. So this is about focus and action. So manifestation and action. Okay. The first quarter moon is the time of the manifestation and action, representing the point in the lunar cycle where intentions set during the new moon begin to take form. Don't we learn something new, okay? It symbolizes a period of active growth and progress where energies are focused on moving forward with plans and goals. Nice. I like that. And decision making and alignment. So spiritually, the first quarter moon is often associated with making decisions and aligning one's actions, okay, with their intentions and desires, going again to the setup from the new moon intentions. So this is putting things into action. Nice. It encourages reflection on the path ahead and prompts individuals to take decisive steps toward their aspirations. Because, of course, when we're making these goals, we're throwing out these intentions in order to obtain the vision of what you have manifested. These are small steps. There are small steps that you must take in order to reach that goal, right? Which we should just be doing. Period. Whenever we're goal setting, we're taking those small steps so that we can ultimately reach the bigger goal. Okay? And then we're overcoming challenges. The first quarter moon is also seen as a time for overcoming obstacles and challenges that may arise on the journey toward goals. It symbolizes resilience, determination, and the ability to navigate difficulties with grace and strength. When I tell y'all, this is resonating to me, okay? It is resonating to me. Seriously, navigating difficulties with grace and strength. I literally just went through a situation to where I had to apologize to my aunt. And without going into major detail, I heard some things that were disturbing. And I went off hearsay. Of course, I know. I know better. I should know better, right? However, because of my strong viewpoints on the topic that was being discussed, or the hearsay, right? Without going into too much detail, I completely shut my mind off to the possibilities that this might not be completely true. And I found myself in a space where I apologized because I was not completely right. And it's never okay to go off a hearsay when you're dealing with interacting and making actionable decisions when it comes to family or friends or just people that you love, period. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool. So I had to woman up, put my big girl undies on, all right, and apologize. And that was a difficult situation. However, I was praying on it, and it took strength and courage and grace. And I'm very grateful for that, because where the grace came in, I was being given grace, right? So of course I had to exude grace, right? High vibrations. So the next thing is balance and harmony. Very important, you guys. I am really enjoying leveling out, knowing myself, and the balance, okay? The balance that is necessary in order for Nico to work. Are you guys familiar with the balance that's necessary for you to work? And if you're not, then this is definitely something that you should jot down in your journal for your self-discovery, okay? So balance and harmony. In some spiritual traditions, the first quarter moon represents a balance between light and dark, okay? Symbolizing the integration of opposing forces within oneself. So, it encourages individuals to find harmony between different aspects of their lives and embrace the Let me start that over. It encourages individuals to find harmony between different aspects of their lives and embrace the cyclical nature of growth and change. I think I said that right. Cyclical? Cyclical? That's probably the first time I've ever said that word, period. But here we are in my notes, okay? So initiation and progress. The first quarter moon is viewed as a time of initiation and progress, marking the beginning of the new phase of the lunar cycle. It symbolizes the potential for transformation and advancement, urging individuals to embrace opportunities for growth and expansion. Growth, expansion, harmony, balance, grace. I'm loving all of these words. All of these words are very, very much essential to what we are going to be speaking about right now. The topic for this episode is forgiveness and cutting ties. Because like I told you guys, I'm in the spirit of forgiveness because I'm trying to clean up the house. I'm trying to clean up shop, okay? Because moving on into this next chapter of my life, it is very important that I don't have any loose ends, anything lingering in the distance, any grudges. I'm not really a grudge holder. However, we have discussed my issues with forgiveness. And sorry, y'all. If y'all hear my phone go off, I am not trying to be rude, okay? However, I am in this process right now to where we are waiting for an interview slot. And I don't know if any of you all are familiar with immigration and having to get an interview slot, to be able to get your visa. But they didn't tell you all of this, okay? It is a journey. So please forgive me. I have to leave this phone on because I'm getting consistent notifications. I'm in a group and we are all staying in contact and updating each other on what's happening next. So prayerfully, the next time you talk to me, we will definitely have an interview date, high vibrations, and my boo gonna be coming over here so we can be married. He gonna see his baby, y'all. Oh, it's gonna be so sweet. Okay, back to the topic at hand. I just had to explain that to you guys because I was just, why her phone keep going off? She's looking down. Girls and gentlemen, I'm trying to wait for my man to. Okay, listen. Just in case y'all wondering, why I keep looking and all of that. That's why. Okay. I'm waiting for my man to get over here. I miss him. It's been so long since I seen him physically because I was pregnant, and my doctor, I went over there once when I was pregnant, but my doctor was like, she's like Nigerian too. She said, don't get back on that plane. I think I was like 5 months and I was ready to go. She was like, don't get back on that plane. She was right. Well, you know me. I'm like, I just want a hug. Okay, but moving forward, we digress, right? With the forgiveness space. What was I saying? Yes, I'm in another, on another plateau when it comes to it. I don't want no loose ends, all that extra stuff. I really just want to move into this new chapter with the best energy that I can possibly exude, because a lot of my time is going to go into something that I cherish, and that's serving others. What I'm doing here on this platform, Pressure Mix Diamonds on YouTube, with raising wisdom, with doing interviews, with my business, Natural Sakari, the alchemic skincare company that I have, with the being a spiritual holistic wellness coach, all of that, being a mother, a friend, I want to be the best version of myself, right? And all of that is contributing to being of service to others. So forgiveness is, it has to come. It had to come to this. Now, I remember telling you guys back in the beginning episodes, believe season 1, when Shawnee was still on the show, that there was an incident where I had a really good friend, and we fell out, and she would just keep, supporting and reaching out and all of these things. But I was just like, okay, that's fine. But it's not going no further than that. It took me a while for me to even acknowledge anything having to do with her. But my spirit kept tugging at me from time to time. Okay. And we had a conversation. I called her up. And we talked about it. And something I just really didn't think that we were going to come to, or it was just kind of tugging at me, on whether or not I was going to speak to her, because I really didn't want to. However, my spirit, again, it was just working on me from time to time with this situation. And I spoke on my feelings concerning what happened. And she did too. She did a lot more listening though. And she was very receptive. And forgiveness took place. Like real forgiveness. Just leaving it where it was. And I missed her. And she missed me too. We clearly missed each other because we was on the phone for like an hour. No. We was on the phone like 2 hours. Just kind of catching up and all of those things. And apparently it happened at the right time, because in the space that I'm in, the things that I'm going to be going through, she would be one of the perfect people to have on my team. And I'm very grateful for our friendship and the sisterhood that we have made, because there's way more good than there was bad. That was probably the bad thing, but it was so big and unforgiving for me at the time. I was completely done. I'm a Tarsha. I told y'all, when I'm done, I'm done. Okay. So that was that. That was one area of forgiveness that transpired. It worked, right? So I'm just telling you guys and prepping you for things that are happening in my world, and probably things that you can relate to in your world, to find out how forgiveness is going to be moving around and working in your life. Is that a spirit that you want to take on for the right reasons? This show is not going to be very long. I'm just going to go through a few things and share a few things with you as well, to give you something to think about. Now, I want to talk about the alchemy of forgiveness, okay? It refers to the transformative process that occurs within individuals and relationships when forgiveness is practiced, okay? Just like alchemy, which aims to turn, things from one to another, all right? Forgiveness has the power to transmute negative emotions and experiences into something more valuable and positive. So we have acknowledgement, understanding, acceptance, compassion, release, transformation, integration. Okay? The 7 steps of forgiveness. We're going to go through these things, and we're also going to talk about cutting ties. Now, again, in my stories, when I was updating you guys, I mentioned that it's some funny business going on, surrounding this time around, me getting married. And I was asking the girls, or even the gentlemen, if around this time that you're going to get married, I'm talking to my married couples and or my divorced couples, when you were about to get married, did crazy stuff start happening to you? Okay? Because it's sure enough is happening to me. Not on a huge, large scale, but it is very direct. So what I was told, what I was advised and counseled on, is that during these times, funerals and weddings, child, people start to expose themselves. The Most High will expose things to you, let you see certain things. And I am paying attention with a sober mind. Do you understand? And something transpired that really hurt me. And my usual go-to is, nah, I'm not going to forgive this. And, and forget you too. Okay? I remember I told somebody that not too long ago. I was like, F you and F this friendship. Now, in that situation, I was cutting some ties. All right. Now, it wasn't the nicest thing to say. It wasn't. However, no, it wasn't the nicest thing to say, period. I'll say that. I can tell you that I was very hurt, and I was fed up because people will take advantage of you, for time after time after time. And after some time, you get fed up and you want to defend yourself. And that's what the girl was doing. It came out in an ugly way. However, that was my stopping point where I said, nah, we gonna end this here. And I cut the tie. I just completely cut the tie. It had no place in my world moving forward. So I definitely wouldn't suggest, going about it in a violent or a way that is going to move your energy to be negative and take too much from you. Because in all things that we do moving forward, especially here in Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free, is doing things with grace and using wisdom to be our anchor in situations where it may be hard. You know what I mean? Especially when you find out that you might have to cut somebody off. You have to cut ties. That's hard in itself. But the delivery of how you do it, you can do it gracefully. And I had to do that too. I had to cut ties gracefully. And I'm okay with that. Have you, or do you, hopefully you guys are following me, and let me know in the chat if you've had a situation where you cut ties violently or cut it gracefully. And when I mean violently, I don't mean, kitchen knives and all that kind of stuff. I mean, was it a bad situation? Was it a bad argument? Was it hard to go through? That type of thing. So moving forward, let me speak on a couple of things with these 7 stages of forgiveness really quickly, okay? So the first step is, in the alchemy of forgiveness, is acknowledging the pain, hurt, and resentment that exists within oneself. This involves comforting the emotions associated with the wrongdoing or betrayal and recognizing their impact on one's life and well-being. So initially, of course, when someone betrays you or does something just tumultuous against you, you mad. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know how everybody else responds, but once I sit with things for a second and I realize what has transpired, I'm like, oh, hell no. However, there has been some major changes in my evolution. So I don't handle things in a way to where I allow negative emotions to control the situation, right? And of course, I believe that comes with emotional intelligence, because anger is a very strong emotion, right? And with anger comes a tornado of effects. You know what I mean? And just to avoid things of that nature, just the acknowledgement that there is some betrayal here, or this wrongdoing made me feel like this. Deal with your feelings, deal with your emotions, and then once you have sat with them, then we're able to move on to the next thing, right? Because you want to have a clear mind. You want to have a clear head space within that. Now, most of us are human beings, okay? So sometimes that takes time. Time heals all, they say, right? That takes time. So your acknowledgement may take some time because maybe you're not ready to. But I'm telling you, in order to move forward, this is one of the biggest steps. It's the first step, which is acknowledgement, okay? Then we have understanding. And you're like, understand what? Understand they did something to me? That's what I understand. But yes, understanding is crucial in the process of forgiveness. Why? Because it involves gaining insight into the motives, circumstances, and perspective of both oneself and the person who caused the harm. Y'all, you got to do the work. And that's why I said it's very important in that acknowledgement stage that you get out whatever it is so you can think clearly. You can see things clearly. You can replay things in a way to where you can dissect the situation to make sure that you're understanding where this came from, the underlying things that came, like what is the root of the betrayal or the wrongdoing, right? So this step allows for empathy to develop, if there is any to be had, as individuals begin to see the humanity and complexity behind the actions. Listen, all of us make mistakes. All of us have done something we had to apologize for, and we would only hope that that person that we are asking forgiveness from has had that empathy enough to understand that we was in a wild moment at the time or something, especially if it was unintentional. Things that are intentional, for me, it's a little bit harder to deal with because now I got my eye on you. Not just my 2 eyes, but my 3rd eye. I don't trust you. I don't want you nowhere near me, okay? And that's okay. No one said you had to like everybody. All right? So yes, in this acceptance, you begin to put yourself almost in a space where you are seeing this person for who they are and what their intentions were, right? And you may or may not be able to exude empathy in that moment. It may be, oh, okay, I just understand that this is the kind of person that you are. Empathy may not come with that. Pity might, but empathy won't, come with that, of course. It's up to you and how you decide to move through the moment. But as long as you have acceptance of this is what this is, whether there's closure or not, then you'll be able to move on to the next step, which is compassion. Now, I think this is really important because when we're talking about compassion, it's one of the beautiful things that love is attached to, right? So compassion is at the heart of forgiveness. And what are we doing on Raising Wisdom where wisdom is free? We are completely making sure that we are working on our heart chakra. We are healing our heart chakra. So, it involves extending kindness, empathy, and understanding to oneself and to the person who caused the harm, right? By recognizing the shared humanity and fallibility of the individuals, compassion fosters a sense of connection and healing. So, apparently, we have to have this compassion situation. That may not come easy. It comes easy for me in a sense to where, because I've been empath, I'm going to feel all of these things. Even if you wronged me, and it's weird, just because I just have an unconditional love, I am just learning how to turn it on and off. Not turn it on and off, but protect myself with the superpower of unconditional love, because sometimes it can be detrimental to me and my health, especially if I am continuing to involve myself in a toxic situation, relationship, friendship, whatever it is. It's important to make sure that you're protecting your energy, that your compassion that you have for this person doesn't cloud your judgment of the acceptance that you just had and the acknowledgement that just occurred of what has happened. So, of course, we're not asking for you to be closed-minded or blinded about the situation, but having compassion in a space where you want to be, you want to have forgiveness, you want to be able to forgive, it's essential for the process, right? So I can definitely say, as an example, when I apologized to my aunt, I had to have compassion on myself because I heard myself. Well, I don't want this, this and the other. And it was just cut and dry, my way or no way, And I had to have compassion on myself because, like, girl, you can't be acting like that. I understand where you're coming from, but just calm down, And I definitely have compassion for my aunt because she was sweet about it. She could have been ugly to me for what I was asking of her. She could have took it and went totally left, but she didn't. And I believe that because of her unconditional love for me, her compassion, it was easy breezy. Of course I forgive you, and I'm very grateful for that. On my end, with forgiving my friend and even my husband to be, with different situations that has transpired, the compassion comes in and I'm like, it eases the heart. It softens the heart, okay? Because I believe when your heart is hardened, there's no way that forgiveness is going to happen. And a lot of that was happening with me because I told y'all I'm working on it. I am working on it. But forgiveness is not my strong point because what will happen is my heart is soft until it's not. And when it's hardened, it's good luck with that, boo. You feel me? So compassion, you guys, is really important. Now, release. You gotta let it go, right? Because after you forgave this person or in the process of forgiving them, you can't hold on to it. You don't have to forget about it. But we gonna release, okay? Because holding on to this isn't gonna do any good, no justice for anybody. Let's speak about release a little bit. The act of forgiveness is a conscious decision to release oneself from the burden of resentment, anger, and bitterness. It involves relinquishing the need for revenge or punishment and choosing instead to move forward with a sense of freedom and peace. I really couldn't understand sometimes when people be like, forgiveness is for you. Because I would say that. It's like, how am I going to be advising my clients and my tribe to forgive and this things of that nature? It's for you, you know. And I'm over here like, inside, I'm like, no, forgiveness, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with it. However, forgiveness is for you, y'all. It really is. And we're going to talk about how not forgiving actually has what the effects are. Like, it causes physical harm to your body. We've talked about frequencies. Okay, we've talked about vibrations, and holding that vibration and harnessing that vibration, of course, it's going to have some type of effect on your body, right? But we'll get into that in a moment. Let's talk about the transformation. Forgiveness is transformative. It has the power to heal deep wounds, mend broken relationships, and restore trust. Trust is key, right? I am loyal to a fault. And if you can relate, raise your hand. No, really, seriously. I am loyal to a fault. It's my strong point and a weakness all at the same time. But through forgiveness, we can experience personal growth, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose and connection with others, right? And there's power in that. There is power in forgiveness, right? Okay. So the last thing is integration. Number 7, integration. Finally, forgiveness is about integrating the lessons learned from the experience into one's life. It involves embracing the wisdom gained from the pain and using it to cultivate greater empathy, compassion, and resilience in future interactions and relationships. So it can be used not only to give experience, but as a testimony for others. Okay, if you are a person that gives advice frequently, that would be your testimony on how someone else can be able to come out of that storm and see their way through it. Okay? Great. I'm so glad that we got through that, because we are about to talk about what not forgiving can do and the profound changes that it can have on your person, your physical well-being, your emotional state, your mental state. Okay?
Immerse yourself in the alchemy of nature with natural Sakari products, where every touch is a promise of rejuvenation. Crafted from the finest sustainable sourced ingredients, our collection of organic soaps to whip body butters, steamers, and oils, and so much more. At Natural Sakari, we believe in the magic of transformation because we know true beauty is a reflection of health. Natural Sakari, alchemy for your skin. Be the natural you.
Okay, had to take a small break, but let us continue, okay? Okay, cool. So we're talking about how the effects of not forgiving can have, of course, negative effects on your mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. So we're going to discuss that. Persistent negative emotions. So when someone did you dirty, okay, and when you harbor unforgiveness, they often experience like a persistent cycle of negative emotions, right? Anger, bitterness, resentment, hatred even. So these emotions, of course, are on the low vibrational scale and can consume a significant amount of mental and emotional energy. All right, so that leads to chronic stress and diminished overall quality of life, you guys. And we're going to get deeper into that on how exactly it can tear away at your physical health. Increased stress and anxiety. The ability to forgive can contribute to heightened levels of stress and anxiety. Constantly ruminating on past grievances and holding on to grudges can trigger the body's stress response, leading to elevated cortisol levels, increased heart rate, and other physiological systems associated with stress. So I know that, for me, I have had triggers that automatically gets me on the defense mode, okay? Automatically. Because it is in that space that I have harbored all the pain and the hurt. And so that thing that triggers me will send me into a mode of defense, okay? And unless you really dig at the root of the problem so that you can understand your triggers, forgiveness will not be available to you, okay? Being bitter is not cute. You got to release that and let it go. It weighs down on you, okay? It doesn't make you thrive in life, okay? It robs you of the ability to be able to feel joy when you're bitter and you're just kind of sitting in it, right? So that, of course, that increases stress and anxiety, and that can take a toll as well. Hair falling out, skin looking bad, not a good look. Impaired relationships, okay? So unforgiveness can sabotage relationships by creating distance, mistrust, and communication barriers. Holding on to resentment often leads to a breakdown of intimacy, empathy, and understanding, making it difficult to cultivate healthy and meaningful connections with others. So, as we know, when you're unforgiving, it creates distance. It creates space between you and that person. Now, if you are cutting ties gracefully, right, then there's no problem with having that distance. Okay, but just make sure that when you have created that distance, you're not harboring resentment. You just let it go. You let it be whatever it is. You give it to the creator. You send it out into the ocean. Whatever process you do, whatever ritual you do to be able to cut ties and just sever it completely, do it gracefully so that it's not affecting your growth process, Also, unforgiveness, when you choose not to forgive one person, it can spill over into how you deal with processing events and situations with another person, right? So sometimes we can take our baggage of bitterness, resentment, and guilt, and all of those feelings and negative, low vibrational emotions into another relationship. And so your trust meter is on the radar, as it should be. However, not in a way to where it affects you it affects you and stops you from being able to have healthy relationships, okay, and be able to give another person a chance to be able to be in your world. Of course, now you need to vet spirits thoroughly, and sometimes we forget to do that, right? But once you've gone through a situation that has really tested the fabrics of your character and who you are, you know that it's important to vet people properly, right? And going into a space of compassion where you are able to forgive, even if you are cutting ties, right? You won't be, it will be used for a testimony. Okay, more so than anything else. It will be used for a remembrance or an experience, okay, more than anything else. So physical health problems. The negative emotions associated with unforgiveness can take a toll on physical health as well. Chronic stress has been linked to a wide range of health problems, including hypertension, cardiovascular disease, weakened immune system, and even chronic pain functions. If you ever notice, if you got into an argument, a real bad argument, you hollering, fussing, and everything else, you don't feel well afterwards. That's because those emotions are just rumbling all inside of you, okay? And it's taking advantage of what's transpiring within you. It's a fight within yourself. But if you let that emotion just completely take over you, it takes a toll because you are putting out a lot of energy and your body's having to work hard while all that energy is being put out a little bit harder than what it's supposed to be doing normally, right? So, decreased resilience. People who struggle to forgive may find it challenging to bounce back from adversity and setbacks. Holding on to past grievances can erode resilience and make it harder to cope with life's inevitable challenges and stressors. So, meaning, when you've gone through a heap of stuff, okay, sometimes your guard can be down like, yo, I am tired of really going through the ringer here. And I'm just going to stay where I'm at, because every time I get back up, it seems like I'm getting knocked down. Every time I open myself up, it seems like somebody just comes in and tries to hurt me. So why try? That is not the attitude that we want to have. Because if we're doing these steps and we're taking them properly, these 7 steps towards forgiveness, whether it's to mend a relationship or whether it's to cut ties gracefully, it empowers you so that you don't have to go through all of these other ugly stages of what can happen when you are unforgiving, when you choose to harbor those feelings. So the 7 stages of forgiveness versus the 7 stages of what can happen to you when you decide not to forgive do not complement each other. However, one side definitely makes sure that you are able to thrive, continue, exude resilience. I guess that's my word for tonight, right? Y'all notice that I usually have one word that I just repeat for every episode. So I guess this word is exude. But on the positive aspect of actually forgiving, that serves you well. And of course, the 7 stages of unforgiveness is just a complete breakdown, right? So, stagnation and inhibition of personal growth. Unforgiveness can trap individuals in a state of emotional stagnation, preventing them from moving forward and achieving personal growth. By holding on to past hurts, individuals may resist opportunities for learning, self-reflection, and self-improvement. When you're in this state of mind, you closed off. Your heart is hardened. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You already know what's going on. You're not teachable. You're closed off, So, of course, if you're not teachable, then you're stagnant because you're not moving forward. It's no way that you could possibly be moving forward because you're still stuck in your pain. You're still stuck in the hurt. You're still stuck in that moment that you were betrayed or there was some type of wrongdoing, where your triggers were activated and you just haven't been able to crawl out of that space. It is literally eating you up. And unless you release it and let it go, it will continue to eat you up. I'm telling you. So the next thing, number 7, is spiritual disconnection. This is important. For some individuals, unforgiveness can lead to a sense of spiritual disconnection or moral conflict. Holding on to resentment may clash with their values of compassion, empathy, and forgiveness, creating inner turmoil and a sense of moral dissonance, which I may say I can relate to because naturally I'm an empath. So if I'm unforgiving and an empath, that makes my life very hard. That makes my life very, very hard. And I find myself in situations where I have to meditate on it. I have to pray about it because I need answers. I need everybody to come, my spirit guides, my ancestors, the creator. I need everybody to help a sister out so that I can get out of this situation and find out what's the best situation for me, whether I'm forgiving gracefully, mending a relationship, or I am forgiving gracefully and cutting ties. What is the best decision? Make sure that you guys are seeking counsel, okay? Now, these negative effects should be enough to steer you away from wanting to hold on to that anger, unless you like it. Unless you like it. But here, I know, tribe, all we trying to do is vibrate higher, be the best version of ourselves, and make sure that we're initiating wisdom into our overall being, our overall day, our overall life, right? So exciting because, like I told y'all, there was a situation that just transpired with one of my girls, and this is where we have to part ways because what was done to me was so disturbing and hurtful. I love that girl. But this is where our journey has to end. As friends. And it's got to take a pause. If not, just completely end. But I'm working on that. And I'm choosing to forgive gracefully and cut ties. I think that's best. Because I say when people show you who they are, you must believe them. And I am one of those individuals, okay, that I kind of give people too much rope, to be playing with me. So I guess they think they're getting away with something. But I just, I take notes. I see. Very, very much so. I see. However, I like to give the benefit of the doubt that this person that I care about and that I think I know is not going to intentionally try to hurt me, right? And that's why I think I give so much rope. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just believe that if you are someone like me that does this, we definitely need to be more aware, more vigilant, and more caring of our own selves and protecting our energy. Because just because you're doing the right thing doesn't mean the other person is going to do the same thing. That's for sure. So I know that there has been growth because I'm not even mad. I'm not mad about it. A little sad about it, However, I'm grateful because I got answers. This person was a little in question because they was moving a little funny, you feel me? So I'm glad I got answers. I know now. There's no question about it. I know exactly how this individual feels about me, and that's okay. And that's okay because I know that I know what kind of friend I show up as, and the things that I'm willing to work out and move on from, right? Unfortunately, this just isn't one of them, and that's okay too. So, because I choose my growth and I choose happiness and joy and balance and peace and harmony, baby, we got to cut ties. But forgiving gracefully allows for me not to let this situation spill over into all my other friendships, all my other relationships. Sometimes it just is what it is. A lot of you probably already know that, and this is something, y'all, that I am honestly learning, okay? And if you're learning with me, that's wonderful, y'all, baby. We're learning together. So I told you I didn't want to make this, too long, but I did want to kind of catch you guys up. I want to talk about forgiveness. Your girl is in the spirit of forgiveness. Okay. So this is an amazing feeling. I'm very grateful. I can tell you that forgiving people that have been close to me, has been so freeing, and it actually feels good. It actually feels good. Um, because we can move forward. We can move on. Whether that's together or separate, we can move forward. And I just don't feel no weight. I don't feel no weight about it. I don't feel the pain from it. When I think about it and look back, it's almost like having that forgiveness creates a barrier to where it's not hazy, but it's not necessary to go back and look back on it. Does that make sense? It's not necessary to go back there. Okay? I think when you choose to forgive, you are actively also choosing to not go back there. Because what's the point, right? It's just like, if you're going to worry, don't pray. You know, if you're going to forgive, why are we going back there? Now, that's not to say that you're going to forget or to not be vigilant, but it gives way for a new path. It gives room for new growths to happen between you two in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Or if there are many, more than two that you're working with when it comes to this forgiveness situation. And also, something else with this forgiveness thing. You may not get everything that you're looking for when you choose to forgive, okay? You may not get everything that you're looking for. You may not get the closure that you're looking for. You may not get the answers that you're looking for. However, when you do choose to when you do choose forgiveness, it's freeing. That's my testimony. That's my feedback. Let me know if you guys agree. How do you guys feel when you actively choose to forgive? And how do you guys feel if you are actively choosing to not be so forgiving? And how long does that last? I know for me, if I'm not forgiving somebody, it can be a while. It can be a while, you know. But prayerfully, in this new chapter that I am moving into, y'all, we're gonna be some forgiving people. Now, we ain't gonna be crazy. We ain't gonna be stupid, but we're gonna be forgiving, all right? Because we definitely want, if at any point in our lives that we fall from grace, that someone will also be forgiving of our mishaps, right? Because we're not perfect. No, we're not perfect. So we all make mistakes and would wish to be worthy of forgiveness, right? So, something else that I wanted to speak to you guys about is cutting ties, right? So I'm just going to go through a few things. It's like eight things real quick. Reflect on your reasons for cutting ties, okay? Why are you cutting ties with this person? Is it worth cutting ties with this person? Is this a temporary or a permanent situation? Communicate clearly. Be articulate with your emotions. Be articulate with your boundaries, okay? And let it be known why this is happening, okay? In a respectful manner, because we forgive and gracefully, right? We move in with sound wisdom, okay? Use I statements to convey your perspective and avoid unnecessary conflict or confrontation, like you this and you that and you this, you know? Let's reframe. Set boundaries, okay? Y'all already know here on Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. Setting boundaries is what we do, okay? So you want to establish those clear boundaries to protect yourself from further harm or discomfort. If this person is not able to adhere to your boundaries, then of course you already know, stamp on it, seal it. We have to cut ties because this is not healthy for you. This is not healthy for me and my growth, right? Seek support. Seek counsel. I'm all about seeking counsel, okay? especially as a coach, as a life coach, as a mother, and soon to be wife. Seeking counsel is one of the greatest things that you can do. If you do not have matriarchal family members, if you don't have, men that you can confide in, get a mentor. Okay, you want to be able to seek counsel from someone that has more experience, okay, and is not biased and is able to speak to you in a way where you can understand whether you're right or whether you're wrong, okay, and you receive it. That's really important. Practice self-care, right? Because this is strenuous process, this whole forgiveness situation and cutting ties. Cutting ties is a lot. This might be years. There might be things that you've invested in. Okay. So prioritize some time for yourself to have the space to grieve. Because when you cut ties with somebody, whether it be a friendship or relationship, you're grieving, That's something that was kind of lost. I mean, it ain't no loss if it ain't no loss, but it's a loss, because that's something that you once had, that friendship or that relationship. You're kind of grieving that when you're cutting ties with someone. Even if that grievance is a short period of time, you know what I mean? So practice some self-care so that you can be fulfilled and you can gain clarity in your decision. Also, let go of the guilt. It ain't your fault. You decided to do a thing that is best for your well-being, okay? So recognize that it's okay to prioritize your own needs and well-being. Let go of any guilt or obligation you may feel about cutting ties with this person. Remember that taking care of yourself is not selfish, but necessary for your emotional health and happiness. Okay? Remember that. Remember that you matter. Your feelings matter. And you do not want to get in the toxic cycle of things to putting other people's feelings and emotions over your own. Right? Because that's kind of how we can end up in these situations. And cutting ties can be very hard if that is the circumstance. Excuse me. I told y'all, remember, I ain't used to this, but I'm getting used to this. Okay, and the seventh thing is to allow yourself to grieve. So we spoke about that. Okay, yeah, so allow yourself to grieve. Cutting ties with someone, even if it's the right decision, still can be emotionally challenging. Allow yourself to grieve the loss of the relationship or connection, acknowledging the feelings of sadness, anger, or loneliness that may arise. Give yourself time to process all of those things. Give yourself time to process and heal. And the next thing is to focus on the future. Okay, baby? Focus on the future. Remember, in this first quarter moon, what is our main goals? It's focus, right? Let me be clear. Focus and action. Okay? So focus on the future. As you move forward, focus on building and nurturing positive relationships, pursuing your goals and aspirations, and creating a fulfilling life for yourself. Embrace new opportunities for growth, connection, and happiness, knowing that you deserve to be surrounded by people who respect, love, and support you. Ashe? Okay? Amazing. You guys, there's so much going on, but I am loving every bit of it, and I want to take you guys on a journey with me. So, I'm getting married. I know I keep saying that, right? I'm excited. I have not had a big wedding before. This is a first time for this. I'm going to be documenting this process of what all has happened with the immigration, me going to Africa, the long talks on the phone. It's been 2.5 years. It's been a lot as well. But I'm going to share all of these things with you up until the moment where we wed and I become Mrs. Fabulouse. Okay? So, I'm still Nico Sakari to y'all. Okay? I'm still the Mad Alchemist to y'all. But, it's happening and I'm really excited about it. I'm so excited to share my experience with you guys because so many people have questions about this process. I didn't know how many people were going through this process, but there's a lot. And right now we are conquering the interview date stuff, child. Okay, I'm sleepy, I'm tired, but all praises to the Most High. We pray together often and we will have victory in this. Very sure of that. Let me give you guys some affirmations, right? So, of course, there's 3. Uh-oh. Okay, I found them. Okay, so I knew I forgot to do something. I forgot to give you guys the herbs for this moon phase, but no worries. I'm going to put it in the description below, okay? So make sure that you check that out, all right? And the other links that I may have in there because I just be throwing y'all stuff sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I got to look out for Tribe. I hope you guys are following the blogs. If you're not following me, go to Instagram at Mad Alchemist 444, the Mad Alchemist 444. Okay, and you can find me there, and you can also find me on the Facebook, Nico Sakari. Just look me up. Also, is that all? I will update you guys on the completion of my website for Zen Journey. Zen Journey is my consult and coaching business to where I will be opening up the door for new clients to receive my services, and I'm so very excited to be able to service you. Okay, I will let you know of the completion of that, and I think that about wraps it up. I want to say that I'll see you next Sunday, but I don't want to make no promises, okay? I love you so very much, and I want to give you these affirmations, right? So, number 1, I am empowered to choose relationships that align with my values and contribute positively to my life journey. I am empowered to choose relationships that align with my values and contribute positively to my life journey. Number 2, I release any attachment to past relationships that hinder my personal growth and hinder my ability to thrive. I release any attachment to past relationships that hinder my personal growth and hinder my ability to thrive. And number 3, I trust that letting go of toxic connections opens space for new, uplifting relationships to enter my life. I trust that letting go of toxic connections opens space for new, uplifting relationships to enter my life. Okay? So I hope you guys learned something, took something from there. Let me know down below if you had some crazy stories around the time that you got married. I don't know why it's like this, but I'm grateful for the process, I guess. I mean, some of it's painful, but some of it's pretty cool, right? Growing life, it's a process, okay? I'm here for it though. And thank you guys for listening to my testimony about how I came to the moment of being in the spirit of forgiveness. I really pray that you all are able to let go and release it and find compassion within your heart as we are healing our heart chakra so that you too can be able to be forgiving. Even if that means that you're cutting ties, okay? Let's forgive gracefully, and if we're cutting ties, let's do that gracefully as well, right? I love you guys, and I missed you so very much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I will be back with more. In a world where gossip rules, I am grateful that you have come back to shine the gems on your crown here on Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. So have a joyful and prolific rest of your week. Love with light. Peace.